So whenever you're ready, name, age, location, height and weight. Okay.
Lewis Jack, 30 years old, Dornoch, 6'3", 152 kilos.
Welcome today, Lewis. It is the 6th of April, just a few days before Scotland's Strongest Man Qualifier. So we're just here for a wee quick chat, running over the events, how you're feeling about them, and maybe a couple of predictions about how the podium will go, if anyone does go all out on the qualifier, and who is to watch out on each of the events. So there's 5 events in this year's qualifier, and there's around 40 contestants. Top 20 get through, that's right, innit?
I believe so, yeah.
So the first of 5 events in the qualifier, it's a barbell, clean and press, 135 kilograms for reps. This would probably be quite a good one for you.
Yeah, pressing's always strong for me. Makes a difference in doing a log as well, which is quite nice. Makes a wee change. But the weight's comfy enough, so I think probably 4 or 5 reps will be good points in that event.
Well, you're probably one of the best pressers in Scotland. So 135, and I know it's a qualifier and you are a top end athlete. You don't really need to go 100%. What sort of rep range are you looking at hitting for comfortable points?
Ideally I can watch a few people first, but if I had to go out first, I think 4 to 5 reps is top point.
Yeah, because of course the first event is a random draw, so you could pull number 1.
Exactly.
Or you could pull number 42.
Yeah.
Fair enough, my man. So, who is there to watch for on the clean and press? Is there anybody that is on the scene right now that's impressing you? Or is there anyone that's maybe new to the scene that you know about that's good overhead?
I'm seeing a lot of people train, a lot of people look pretty good, but one person who's new this year is Aidan Robb, Barbarian Barbie. He won Scotland's Strongest Junior last year, and his technique for the clean and press is phenomenal. It's it just bounces up his body and he's away. I've never seen anyone do it as well, so I think
he's only 19 still, I think.
19-year-old.
Yeah, he was in here a couple of weeks. I don't think he's 20 yet. And he comes through with the Clydebank area.
Yeah.
Right, so event number 2, 370 yoke into a chain and anchor. Now, I've seen the chains down at Burns. You've seen the chains. They're thick. They're no the easiest to grab, are they?
No. Especially
after doing a 370 yoke. What's that? Is it 15 metres?
Yeah, 15 metres.
It normally is down at Burns, isn't it? It should be a good event for Scott Milner.
Scott loves the chain drag.
He does.
He's really good at it, so... I know there's a few guys that are probably faster on the yoke, like Stu and Andy McWilliams. I've seen him train, he's flying with the yoke, but I think Scott will definitely gain time back if he wanted it on that chain drag.
Well, if you look at Scott, overhead's never been his best event, so I suppose it's quite fortunate for him that going into event number 2, it's definitely an event he could win.
Yeah.
How's your relationship with the yoke these days?
It's getting better. It's a love-hate relationship, but I'm working on it hard, and it is getting better. The chain drag, I'm hoping the extra body weight I've got now will just sort of lean against it and fall slowly for 15 metres. That's the plan.
Well, it's not just extra body weight, you're a bit fitter as well now.
Definitely. Definitely fitter.
You'd probably got into the trap of gaining just for the sake of gaining.
Yeah.
But now you're a lot leaner, but more muscular and heavier, so your fitness is better improved all the way around. Big Stooge, yeah, as you said, he's an absolute demon with the yoke, one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
I think one day the yoke world record could go his way. But has he got the fitness in the tank to get straight into that chain anchor and drag it? Because it's absolutely hellish.
It's hard. He's got wee hands as well.
Oh, has he?
With tiny wee thumbs.
Well, he might fly with the yoke, but he's going to have to dig deep for the old chain and anchor.
Definitely.
So event 3 is the sandbag load. 3 sandbags, 100 to 140. No outstandingly heavy apart for the last bag. But you've got to remember, in a field of 40 odd, 20 qualify, and there could be relatively inexperienced guys that are just new to it, or some of the 105 guys, and it's got to be it's achievable for people to give it a good shot.
Yeah.
So I don't reckon 100 to 140, it's not going to give you any trouble, is it?
It should be easy enough. I'm hoping to just sort of cruise that. I think actually loading the 140 will be decent enough. I think a few guys will struggle with that. But I'm looking forward to seeing someone like Callum this year.
Yeah.
Who's just like the Usain Bolt of especially for opens.
I was talking about Callum Crozier earlier on the day, talking to Colin Richardson about him. I think maybe outside Mikey Wilson,
Yeah.
Callum Crozier could win the sandbags.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I competed in Scotland's Strongest Team. It was like 3 years ago with Callum Crozier, and it was 100, 100, 110, 120, and you carried 2 sandbags each. So I was like, I'll do 100 and 110, you do 100 and 120. He picked the 120 up just as easy as he picked the 100 up, and he absolutely flew with it.
Yeah.
In loading events, when he won the 105s, he absolutely decimated people. He made a mistake with the sandbag. It called back to move it because it was onto a platform, and apparently his bag was like 2 inches onto the other platform. It was only a tape line. So he moved it back, and he still won the event by like 4 seconds. And that's where people like Mark Boyd competed that year. So Callum is definitely fit. For people who don't know, Callum Crozier is won the under 90s, he's won the 105s, he's won the 105 natties, he's gold medalist world level at Commonwealth and World in the powerlifting. Twice Scotland's Strongest Junior. He's still only 25, and he's only 95 kilos going into this opens. He's going to be the biggest guy there probably.
Yeah.
Where do you think he could shine apart from this sandbag event?
I don't know if he's got much weakness. I know his stones are awesome. Sandbags are obviously good. That chain drag, if he gets it, I'm sure he'll fly with it. His pressing is very technical as well, so I'm sure he'll do well with that as well.
Well, I know we're talking predictions here today, but I actually discussed this morning. I think Callum Crozier will come top 10.
I would agree with that.
I think he will. I think there's some established guys around about that top 7, top 8 in Scotland. Yourself, Big Stooge, Zaki, Mikey, Beefy, people like that. I think they'll just have too much strength and too much weight from at the minute, but everybody else that's chasing that 10, 11, 12, 13th place, I think he's good enough to beat them.
Yeah.
So event number 4, 300 deadlift for reps. And of course I shared the video with you last week pulling 405. So you must be feeling confident about your deadlift.
Yeah, my deadlift's really good. That was my first deadlift in quite a long time, since the Explosive 8 League comps at the start of the year. I was actually programmed to do 50% of my max for speed deadlifts, and I kind of thought, fuck that, I'm going to give it a pull. And I kind of expected just about 360 or something, just to do something quite heavy.
Yeah.
And everything moved really well. I knew when I basically bent over road 260, I was feeling strong, so everything moved well. 380 was like fine with no hitch, and then I thought, well, I'll go 405, give it a go, and it was easy enough as well, to be honest. So 300 for reps should be nice and comfy.
Well, reps, let's say 300. There's people like you pulling 405. Let me think. Connor Curran comes from a powerlifting background. 300 should be enough for him. I think Connor pulled was at 360 double the other week there.
Yep.
So 300 should be pretty good for him. Mikey Wilson's always going to be there. Zaki's going to be there. But 300 is, although it's the opens, it's still going to cause a lot of problems to people. I think there'll be quite a few no reps or 1 rep.
Yep.
But again, if you're sitting well in the points, what you're looking at, 5 reps maybe?
Yeah, I think I did 5 reps last year, and I was probably 4th or 5th out of the 20 guys. So again, 4, 5, 6 reps.
Like I say, you don't get points for winning the qualifier. The important thing is you qualify and come away fit and healthy and injury free.
Yeah.
How's Big Zaki getting on these days? Have you seen anything of him?
No, he's been quiet, which is normally worrying for Zaki, because it means he's training and he's getting strong. When he's been a mouthpiece, that's when he's a bit worried.
Yeah, I know, you get it. Sometimes he's all, I'm going to win this, I'm going to do that, and then other times you don't hear from him.
Aye.
But he's always going to be a threat.
He's really strong.
Always going to be a threat. Last event is it 5 stones in the run?
I think we're doing 4 stones this year. 4
stones. Well, anyway, regardless if it's 4 or 5, it's from 120 to 180.
Yep.
180 is a heavy stain at the end of a run.
Yeah.
So it is. And if we go back to the Callum Crozier thing, he regularly loads 180 in here. The actual reason we've got the 205 stone in here is because Callum asked for it.
Uh-huh.
So he could train with that. So he's he's going to be a threat. I think some of the guys that are maybe sitting about 120, 125, I don't think they'll be able to keep up with him. I think he'll blow them away. But another name, and maybe because he's a pal and I see a lot of him, Scott Milner always springs to mind. He's always had a love-hate relationship with the Stones.
Yeah.
They're no his pal. Have you seen how he's been doing with Stones recently?
He's had like a revelation recently. He started one motion in Stones, which I've never seen him do before, and he seemed to fall out with Stones pretty badly last year, maybe the last 2 years. I don't know what happened, because he was always strong enough at Stones, and for some reason they just didn't go well for him. And I think they're back on track now, so I think he'll fly through that run.
He always seemed to be confident and training hard, but it seemed to be when it was part of a run.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he gassed out or if he missed it the first time it then got in his head. But I've always thought if Scott could pull his Stones better and get a wee bit better in his overhead, then it's only going to help him get up towards that top 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
We'd like to say if you get an event and the Stones are letting you down and overheads letting you down, they're always going to be in any competition.
Yeah.
So 2 bad events, it's a big disadvantage to start with.
Definitely.
So that's the 5 events for this year's Scotland's Strongest Man qualifier, which will be done at Burns Gym this Saturday. Who are you going to say is going top 3? Now I know you've got a different tactic.
Yeah.
But some people do go down and they can't do anything except go balls out.
No.
You're not really going to care if you walk away 18th.
Yep.
As long as you're qualified, you're injury free.
Definitely.
So who do you think is going to... I think Mikey Wilson always goes kind of balls out.
I think so.
He's always up for it.
Yeah, there's a few people that have said they're not going to, and when it comes to the day, they start sprinting with stuff. I'm like, I thought you were going to go easy. You know? So, I don't know. I mean, out of the top guys, if the top sort of guys back off a bit, I really think someone like Connor Curran will come through. If he really pushes on, he'll get probably top 3.
Yeah.
Callum could well come through in top 3. Depending on who backs off a bit and who pushes. Mikey's always good. I spoke to Zaki today. Zaki said he's going to be taking it easy. I know Scott said the same. He's going to be taking it easy. Stu, he's going to be trying to take it easy. Whether they do or not, we'll find out on Saturday. But
I know it's all fine saying taking it easy.
Yeah.
And then you're the 20th athlete out, and the guys before you've only done 3 reps in overhead.
Yeah.
You're thinking, I'm doing 5 in training. I'm going to hit 4.
Yeah.
People can get carried away. You're talking about Connor Curran there. Of course, he fell foul of the referee last year in the loading event when they deemed it hadn't put the anchor far enough onto the mat and he get called back.
Harsh.
That affected his place because did he get best newcomer last year? Connor,
I think he did, yeah.
But with that discrepancy for the referee on the anchor that had to place, he maybe lost, it was about 5 or 6 points he lost there.
Yeah.
So even though he get best newcomer, he could have caught the 2 guys in front of him.
I think that played into my hands, to be honest, because I fumbled the sandbag on that one as well. So I don't know if I beat him in that. I don't know the exact points, but it probably helped me that he was slower.
So. Well, he was fast, but yeah, as you say, he called back. So he's one that will be chasing Mikey's title of being the quickest at loading. Callum Crozier outstanding. You can't write him off despite the fact he's only going to come in at 95 kilos. Aidan Robb, same again, pretty new.
Yeah.
He's done the Scotland Juniors. I think he's maybe only done like 3 or 4 comps. This is his first time up at national level. And then of course you've got your usual crowd: Beefy, Stu, Mikey, yourself. And there's going to be names there. There will be somebody somewhere that nobody's ever heard of.
That's what I was looking forward to.
Just totally surprise everybody. Yeah. And of course you've got Thingy Gibson. What's his first name? Kyle Gibson, yeah.
I think he's not doing it this year. Well, I don't know. I know this is unconfirmed, but I know he's been doing a lot of mixed grip and sort of powerlifting stuff.
Right.
I know the GPC runs a week after, so
right,
I don't know if that's where his focus is this year.
Yeah, because he was almost unbeatable started last year.
Stupidly strong.
Yeah, and it was the moving events and that always let him down. Did he get 4th, 5th?
5th.
5th. Oh, you were 4th.
I was 5th, I was 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, it's he's outstandingly strong. So if he does go to the GPC, I'm sure he's going to do absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lewis, thanks very much for your time. It's been nice chatting to you. Best of luck for the weekend, and we'll get a chat in a couple of weeks and hopefully talk about and see what your plan is for the Scottish and the UK's moving forward.
Yep.
Thank you very much, my man.